Hey, friends, it's Kristen Chadwick. I am your host with Wholistic Hearts, and I am excited to bring you a fun word that really was birthed out of a small group that I lead here in my home here in Colorado Springs. And we have been talking about Matthew 11:28 through 30. And as we discussed together in this group, we it was just so profound that I even said, "Guys, I think I need to do an episode on this very thing because it just is a powerful concept and a powerful picture of what Jesus does for us." So, Matthew 11:28 through 30. Come to me, all who labor and are heavy laden, and I will give you rest. Take my yoke upon you and learn from me, for I am gentle and lowly in heart, and you will find rest for your souls. For my yoke is easy and my burden is light. Are you tired, worn out, burned out on religion? Come to me. Get away with me, and you'll recover your life. I'll show you how to take a real rest. Walk with me and work with me. Watch how I do it. Learn the unforced rhythms of grace. I won't lay anything heavy or ill fitting on you. Keep company with me, and you'll learn to live freely and lightly. That was the Message translation. What's really cool about this little chunk of a couple of verses is Jesus is giving this example of a yoke. And what is a yoke? A yoke is actually a wooden bar that is strapped across the backs of oxen, and it's usually next to another oxen so that it is twice the power in this little side by side thing. And it is custom fitted to each animal. So for one ox, it was created specifically for him, and the other ox, it has his own yoke that fits him. And what is really cool to think about is that Jesus was known for being a master craftsman. He was, some say a carpenter. And so as we sit here and we think about, okay, what does that look like for me to come to Jesus and allow him to give us rest and to take his yoke that is light and easy? And I think this is a really cool invitation to picture what is the yoke that Jesus has created for you, that he is standing right next to you in this ability to harvest and plow the fields. He's not telling us to plow, right? He is actually inviting us into the work, but it's light and easy. And it's going to bring 2 times the return in a light and easy way. And knowing that we have Jesus right next to our sides, that's amazing. And that it is a yoke that he has created specifically for us. And he doesn't, I love how the Message says, I won't lay anything heavy or ill fitting on you. The yoke that he has on you is specifically for you. It's not ill fitting. It's not, Rebecca's yoke down the street. It's not Sally's down the street. It's not Jennifer's down the street. And this yoke that he has prepared for you, this purpose, this mission, the vision that he has for your life, it is specific to you. And I loved, as we talked about this in our small group, I was just thinking about how, as an ox with this wooden yoke over its shoulders, how it cannot look to the left or the right. It would be uncomfortable. It would cause blisters. And I think we as women, as men, can fall easily into that category where we start looking to our left and our right. Our faith doesn't look like so and so's, our job, our income, our family, our children. It doesn't look like somebody else's or my own or whatever comparison trap that we can fall into. And it leads to blisters. We were not created to do that. We were created to look forward, knowing that we have Jesus right next to us, locked in, right next to us. And I love how it says at the end of these verses, keep company with me, and you'll learn to live freely and lightly. That is an amazing picture of the freedom of just keeping your eyes forward, locking arms with Jesus right next to you, and finding that peace. There's so much peace in that. And again, coming back to the yoke conversation, the book that we're walking through is called Questions for Jesus by Tony Stoltzfus. And I love what he says about this chapter. He actually looked up a yoke builder's notes, and it says, yokes for oxen are like shoes for children. One size does not fit all. A young team may need as many as 5 or 6 yokes before it reaches maturity. A well-fitted yoke will allow an ox team to pull to its full potential. A poorly fitted yoke will cause discomfort, could injure the oxen, and will not allow the team to pull its full potential, which is wild to me as you think again of this concept of he has specifically fitted this yoke for you. And as we grow in maturity in our life from season to season, he takes off the old yoke that may have worked in the last season, and he creates a new yoke underneath his authority, underneath his love in this next season. The yoke continues to be light and easy. When it's time to take off old rhythms and put on new rhythms, then he's already planned that out for you. So as we are moving through the end of this first month of 2025, maybe that's a question that you can ask Holy Spirit this week. Is it a season of upgrading my yoke, or am I carrying somebody else's yoke that is not designed for me? Some of the questions that are invited in this book that I've been reading from or getting this conversation from, some of the invitations and the questions here are really good for us to ponder. Like, I think I need a yoke refitting. I long for deep rest in my soul. So, how do you want to give me a sense of easy and light today as we work together, Jesus? Guys, this is a day by day question. How do we partner with Him? Only putting on the yoke that He's designed for us. And how do we partner with Jesus Himself to work together? Here's another question that you can take with you. Jesus, with everything there is to do, it's hard to stay in the easy yoke with you. What do you want to say about all the things on my to-do list today? It's a great way to ask Him for perspective. And what do we need to lay down that may not be necessarily what we need to do today? Another question is, Jesus, thanks for believing in me when you say you will find rest for your souls. Honestly, sometimes I wonder if I'm going to make it. And it's just good to know that you believe in me. And then allow the Holy Spirit to just speak to you through that. He believes that you will find rest for your souls when we come up under Jesus. Now, the last thing that I want to mention is what came up for me was I had read a book last year by Megan Marshman, and she was asked to describe Jesus in one word, and it was relaxed. And I love that answer because in context with this of his yoke is light and easy, he's just not worried about it. And I know for me, I needed to hear that. I need to hear that multiple times a day that he's just not worried about it. He is relaxed. And that brings me to something else that the Lord has been putting on my heart was in this United Pursuit song. A friend of mine pointed out this lyric that is definitely one of those that you're like, "Ooh, I've been seeing that for a long time, but do I really believe it?" And what he says is actually, let me grab this because I just wrote it down today. In the song, it says, "I trust your heart and your intentions." So we sing that. I was singing that. I trust your heart and your intentions. But do I really fully believe that 100%, that Jesus has got it, that everything that he is doing, the way that he has created this yoke is light and easy? And do I trust him in how he is helping me plow the field and teaching me these rhythms, these unforced rhythms of grace every day? So, my friend, there were a good couple of questions in there for you to take in to journal. I'll put it in the show notes as well so that you have that time to journal. I hope that that spoke to you. It was a really sweet picture for me, for the women in my small group here at my home. And I pray that it is a sweet picture for you as well. So go and check out Matthew 11:28 through 30 and see what speaks to you. What is God teaching you about his yoke that is light and easy? And in those two verses, what sticks out to you? All right, friend. Cheers to our wholehearted journey, right? Of staying connected and integrated with the Father, Son, and Holy Spirit. I will see you guys next week. Many blessings. Bye.